Hello, 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 and welcome to the next lesson. Lesson look development. What I did, I just poly reduced the spheres here a little bit, so yeah, they're not so heavy on geometry. We currently got 5 million polygons and a few attributes, but I think we don't need all. Maybe we will need the density and the mask for redshift, but let's leave it as it is, and I will place down the material. So the material, of course, for redshift, so we can start applying materials as matte, and we can already get both groups. So first group, the group base geo, and I will create a second group for the group top bubbles for these kinds of things here. Just deselect the visualizer here. And what we will need again, of course, a material network and a rough network. So we will set them up again, rs mat and rs out. So we got both networks here. I will dive inside the rs out first and place down a rs custom. And again, like in the first rendering or look development lesson, you can enable automatic sampling and RT on supported GPUs. I just repeat that over and over again, but some people then maybe don't know about it, and they will know about that because I mentioned it. So global illumination, I will use that, and settings are, I think they're good for now. I will dive up and I will jump into the material network here, and in the material network we can place down two redshift materials, so rs mat, maybe bubbles, the bubbles, and an rs mat for the base geo, so base geo, and we can apply both of them. So I will go back, Shift W, and base geo. Oh wait, this will be top bubbles. So these are now applied, and the base geo just drag and drop like that, and you can then again just disable the show tree viewer with the same command, Shift and W. So I will dive out from there, and then we can start to place a camera and to get our first good angle on our geometry. So be sure to check your lock camera button to just lock the view, and the camera will follow. And then I will get full HD and focal length. Yeah, we can decide that. Let's just I will go for a little bit longer focal length for that, and I will choose a nice angle here. So this is currently cutting that one. So again, of course, fully up to you. I will just try to use a good angle on here. And focus distance, I will copy that over into the DOF panel. And COC radius, so circle of confusion. And a bokeh image. And again, for the bokeh image tutorial, if you want to learn it, how you can create something like that, just drop me a line on Instagram or just watch my YouTube video. This is camera 1, so yeah, camera underscore 001, and this is, yeah, let's go get close up. And of course we can do another kind of rendering with a wider focal length. That's Sure, we can do that easily. So we got our geometry. We need one light, art light. We will do again one manual light setup, and I will choose a top light. So here's our camera, and I will let the light shoot the photons from top down onto the geometry. I will make it a little bit bigger, so we get like 1.5. That should be good. And of course the light intensity is way too high, so but we can adjust that, of course. I think that will look good. And we can dive inside to our camera and we can start a render. So redshift render view. Another kind of thing what you can do, you can get on your redshift render view, you can place a hotkey. So I got hotkeys on there. So if you go to edit hotkeys and then just search for redshift, you can see you can apply like this is the render view. Render view redshift, and I set that to Alt Control Shift R, and that will basically start the render view. So basically what we will see, we will see a basically blurred out image because our focal plane is not set correctly. So let's set the focus here, and we will get a pretty cool first result. Nice. What we can do now, I think the circle of confusion is a little bit too hard, so we will lower that massively, maybe like that. I think that looks pretty okay. And what we can do now, of course, we can try different angles, and we will do another light setup, but I will just want like an overview image, and I will zoom a little bit out and then recap or reselect the focus here. That looks pretty good. Cool. First of all, what I want to do, I want to start with the base geom. So basically with the base geometrical or geometry material. So currently it's just basically yeah, white. Will look pretty cool too. So if you want to do like this really minimalistic style or yeah, subtle style, I think white is a really nice choice. Of course you can choose other desaturated colors, for example like a desaturated bluish color or a reddish color. That's of course fully up to you, and it will look pretty good, pretty yeah, let's say out of this world like. And but what I want to do, I want to get one attribute in here, and we will get the color RS color user data, plug in here, and I will get the, I think it was density, and I will refresh our redshift render window here. That will take a second. So we've got basically now the curvature, and we can remap the curvature. So ramp, and what I want to do, I want to remap it in a way like black white, black white, black white. So value 0 1 0 1 and so on. So we can do that easily. So white here, black, white, black, and you will get these pretty cool lines. Another cool thing is what you can do, you can use, I think, a sine function to do that. So just that, and then I want to create a second ramp. So what we will basically do, we got our initial attribute here, so the density attribute, then we will ramp it for And basically the purpose of this ramp is to ramp the initial values, and then the next ramp will initialize the color. So we can connect that again, pipe that in the surface, and now we can choose, for example, white to red. And then we can pipe that into the color. Oh wait, that was the wrong input. So let's get this away here. And we can pipe that, for example, into the color, and you will get this pretty cool shading. Looks really cool. And what you can do now, you can play, of course, with the colors. So I will go for, that's now a good question. Maybe desaturated bluish color. Let's make it a little bit brighter. And on the other side you can choose, for example, a complementary color. So copy this code, paste it in here, and you will get the basically the complementary color of this. So you can use, for example, that color if you want to use that. Or I will use like a little bit stronger grade here. So stronger in the saturation. And also what is really nice, if you do like you will get both colors. So let me just check the render. Is it full HD? Yes, okay. What you can do, you can get similar colors, but try to get a variation in maybe a little bit of the hue, and then maybe the brightness, and the other color you can turn it down and desaturate it a little bit to get a really subtle change here. And I think that will also look really good. So let me just copy this color here again. So now we got basically the same color, but when we will dial down the saturation a little bit, you can already see the subtle texture that our geometry will get. So we set up that. This is basically our color. Now what I want to do, get this back. And I will pipe that quickly into the surface, go to grayscale, and I will use that ramp basically to change our roughness. So I will pipe that into the reflection roughness, and let's have a look. So we will get really a reflective part and a non-reflective, basically a roughness part. And then of course you can try it out. So now it's pretty rough, both parts, or you can change it to reflective, non-reflective, and that's fully up to you. But I will pipe that into the reflection roughness to just generate a little bit of variation. After that we can pipe back our initial color, of course. So we did color and roughness, but I think we need bump. And we can do that, of course. I will copy that one here. And let's have a look on here. I will go back to the original grayscale and give it more contrast between both values. And what we can do, we can composite those two values to generate a bump map out of it. I will use the max on noise. The max on noise here. And I will pipe that quickly into the surface, and let's get maybe the blister turbulence noise. I really like that one. But I will remap also this noise, because yeah, it's basically a lack of contrast a little bit, so you can remap it, for example like that. And then I want a second noise, and this noise should be my high detail frequency noise, so I will use the Luca noise here, and we can scale that a little bit down. And what I want to do, I want to get those both noises and composite them. Composite. So compose them. And I will use an average. And after that, I will get a second composite. Pipe that into here. And of course, for example, you can use an average, or you can use the multiply, for example. And we can, what we can use then a bump map, an RS bump map. Pipe that into the texture input. Pipe that into the bump input and pipe that out. But what you will see now, when you pipe it directly, for example here into the bump, it will be way too high, for example. So this is way too high. And you can dial it back down. So maybe 0.01 is also too high. Maybe 0.0025 will do the job. So bump input and that into the surface. And now you can see we've got really nice bump details. Maybe get it a little bit more down, and I will refocus here. I think it's already refocused, yeah. And you can see we will get really nice details here, based on our density, and the density is currently based on the curvature. So you can see we will get this really nice effect surrounding here on the density color, so basically the curvature color, and we will get this little bumping and effect in the middle, for example. So basically on the curvature. So that looks pretty good. So this is now our material for the base geo. Of course, what you can try, again, I say that all the time, try out different geo materials. For example, a subsurface scattering can look really nice on that. When you pipe up the roughness here a little bit, it really gets this really organic kind of effect. So really cool. Try that out. Please try that out. And another kind of material, RS material, let's copy some here, is of course, you can try out a metallic material with a higher roughness. You can do that, or glassy material will render, I think, way longer, but it also will look really cool because you will get this intricate refractions and reflections. Yeah, so you can just try out whatever you want. Let's use the famous copper material. Yeah, it looks pretty cool too. Maybe we'll go to 0.35. Yeah, not bad. Looks also pretty cool. And of course you can try out different ramping effects. I will pipe that back in color. For example, black body or two-tone. That's really cool. Infrared. So you just can try it out yourself. But I will stay currently with this two orange tints, and I think we can desaturate that a little bit, just a little bit. And I think we are still on, yes, sRGB. I will go back to Rec 709. So that's that. That's cool. We can dive up and go to the bubbles. And what I basically did to the bubbles, I created a subsurface material with scattering. That will look pretty cool. White, roughness 0.5, so we can do, for example, something like that. But what I want to do, for example, we can use glass, and I will use a higher roughness on that. And the cool thing is, we can go back to our base geo and we can blend two materials based on the mask. So I will copy one attribute lookup mask, and if we pipe that in here, we will see the mask. So I will just refresh the render shift view. So the mask was the attribute based on the attribute transfer. I hope you will remember that, and we will get this, yeah, basically masking effect. And what we can do, we will get a material blender. This is the base material. White will shine through, so blend color out into here, and nothing will happen because now we can copy the materials from the bubbles, so basically glass at the current state, and pipe that into layer color. And now you can see that the glass will shine through. So that's pretty cool too. So you can use it like that, or you can use another kind of material. But I think that's pretty cool because you will get this, yeah, you will get this infected look. And let's just this layer, let's just refresh it one more time here. Yes, that will look pretty cool. And I will do a little bit of camera movement to get on a close-up view, maybe something like that, and yeah, you will get really cool. Nice. Excited because of my own setup here. Yeah, that's really nice. And of course you can then try out maybe a different material. So if you got the bubbles here, and we'll now convert the bubbles into maybe just for demonstration, a bluish kind of material with a higher roughness, and we will copy that material over in here and connect that material. You will also get the masking effect here. And let's have a look on a larger scale. Yeah, that looks really cool. I like it. And it's just basically one light. Of course you can experiment with the light direction, but I think one light from the top is enough here, because you will get a really good contrast image between darkness, a darker area, basically shadow areas, and yeah, lighter areas here. Another kind of thing what you can do, you can bump up a little bit the attribute transfer, so to spread the mask a little bit higher or wider. That's of course fully up to you, and when you increase that, I think it will also look pretty cool. I just really like the glass. Cool. So this is the end now from that lesson. and I will see you in the next chapter, mineral build-up. This will also talk a little or describe the topic of basically mineral build-ups, and we'll do some nice geometry build-up there too, and of course shading. So thank you for this final lesson on this chapter, and I will see you on the next chapter.